Welcome, everyone, to today's episode and from the podcast Wisdom with Wiebke. And I am welcoming two guests, Julia and Alexandra. And they are here. You can't see them right now, but we are doing a Zoom. So they're here to tell us a little bit about their lives, who they are, and also about their projects. And it's gonna be exciting. I'm very excited. I'm very grateful that they are here with us today. And yeah, I mean, you already know me. I'm Wiebke and I am very spiritual. I like to live a very spiritual life, and I'm very happy to interview people who also live a spiritual life and just to get to know what their way of living is and what kind of tips and tricks they have for us, and also how they're living their lives on a daily basis and what kind of interesting projects they might have in the future. So yeah, bear with me and welcome, Alexandra and Julia. Do you want to introduce yourself real quick, please?
Hello. So we are WonderlandVision. We call us WonderlandVision. And this is Alexandra on my right.
Yes, and this is Julia on my left.
And we are business partner and yeah, along this journey, really good friends. So yeah, I worked in aged care for a few years. And the last year I started as a content creator, and through that I met Alex.
Yes. And yeah, I want to say I'm really happy that we can be here and that we get to speak with you. And I'm sorry I was laughing now because I was waving and you were like, nobody can see me. So yeah, so my name is Alexandra, and with Julia in Australia at the moment. And I would just like to say that for me, life is art. And yeah, I love to spread awareness on how to live in balance with yourself, others, nature, and technology, and to live that myself and to share that. And that brings a lot of joy. Yeah, I would say it like that.
Yes, I can already pick up on this, like just seeing you. And for the listeners who can't see you two, they're smiling brightly and they're just full of joy. So I love talking to you right now because that evokes some joy in me as well, just seeing you that way. And so my first question to you really is, when did it all start? Like, when was the first time that you came in contact with spirituality consciously?
I think I can speak for both of us that it's a long time ago, many years. I think for Alex, more than many years. But yeah, I think it started when I was 8 or 9 years old, when I first realized that, yeah, there is something else in the world. So like, yeah, spirituality. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd also say that now I can recall moments in my childhood that I was already like in touch with this energy which flows in everything and everybody, but I didn't know it then, and like to be in touch with presence. And though it was 10 years ago for me when I was on my trip in Australia then for work and travel, and I stayed there for 4 weeks in the forest in Tasmania with some people, and that was when I kind of woke up and started to remember. And so this was like a switch. Yeah, that then brought me to seeing all this. And yeah.
Amazing. Thanks so much for sharing. So one thing I picked up there was when Julia said, I kind of knew that there's something out there, something different. And then also Alexandra said that there's energy, like you picked up on the energy, and then there was this waking up or a switch, what happened. So can you tell me a bit more, Julia, about that? There's something out there. Like, how would you define that, or in your own words, how does that feel for you?
So there's a bigger story behind, I think, because I always had the feeling of being alone in the world. I always had the, how do I say it? So the support. I always had the support from my family since I'm a kid, but I always felt this kind of loneliness. And yeah, and I got in contact because of my mom with this kind of spirituality. And she always told me that there is something more and you will discover. And so yeah, it took years to find out what is it really. So yeah, the real awake, as Alex said, was I think 2 or 3 years ago, when I finally could feel the kind of energy, what is different in the world for me and also for others. Yeah.
That's great. And how does that energy feel? Like, when did you know, oh, now I can feel it? Like, how did it feel differently in your body? I'm super interested.
Yeah. At this point, I felt that I'm never alone. This feeling of the warmth inside me, because I learned that I am everything and everything is me. So yeah, it's a feeling of being held. And always fun. Fun is the most important thing that I finally felt in my life. Yeah.
Right. Thanks so much for sharing that. And now I'm super interested in hearing your perspective on that, Alexandra, on the energy, and then maybe tell us a little bit more as well about the when you went into the woods. Let's say it that way.
Which one should I start with?
With the energy, that would be super interesting. Like, how did that feel when you say energy? How does that kind of, how would you define it? And then how does it feel in your body?
I would describe it as a light. At the same time, it's not really visual in that sense. It's more like a glitter that flows with the breath and with through the body, but though it also flows around me and all things. So it was this it was as if I began to see and feel and taste and with all the senses. This is the cat in the background. The cat is also enjoying that energy right now. As if with all my senses, I began to listen the music that life was making all the time. But in some moments before, I wasn't able to hear it or to see that, what I call art. So it's really this light and expanding, calm, gentle, loving energy, awareness, I would say. And that then deepened when I was allowing myself to feel it, embrace it, and express it as well. In all kinds of forms and shapes. And that actually is something that I was introduced when I got into the forest. So the forest in Australia back then, I was with a friend back then. We were working on a strawberry picking farm. And then we were thinking, what do we do after this? And she knew about this and told me there are people, they will do workshops and they do yoga and meditation, and it's in nature. And I've never done something like this. And I was 19 then. So then we were brought there, and the forest looked like it's Jurassic Park, kind of without dinosaurs. And then already at the start, there was a woman in a red dress, long hair, and she walked towards us, opened her arms, and she was like, "Welcome home." And that already gives you an idea how this whole time was like. because then we entered a time of having space and opportunity to discover who are we really, without the roles we play in the daily life, without the past, without like the noise of the world through like media and all this. There's no electricity, so you very I was brought back to a natural state that I've never encountered that intensely ever, really, because there's always something happening, and maybe you have a holiday for a week or two, but you're never out of everything for like 4 weeks. So through that and through the conversations there, through being with nature, and through listening and writing a journal, so much came up, and that was like really like an opening to a whole new world, whereas it felt it was a coming back to it.
Wow. I'm speechless. It sounds amazing, the forest experience, but then also how you both described how that feels in your body. Because I always find it super hard if someone asks me describe that feeling, and you did it super well. Like I was with you when you were explaining it, and I'm definitely taking on. I do feel that warmth as well, but then I love the image of the glitter that flows combined with the warmth. Amazing. So thank you for that. And then also you need to send me that address with the forest because I need to go there. Sounds great. But yeah, so knowing this now from you, I'm super interested to hear, how does your day-to-day look like right now? Because I know our listeners don't know yet, but you're in Australia again right now. And I heard a little bit about you before this interview, but I'm super, super happy that you will share this now because it's very exciting what you're doing.
I think a big thing is that we start the day with a thing we love. So it's always kind of yoga, meditation, sports, something that brings you into your body. We love to eat healthy, or to just care about in what kind of house you're living, like in your body. And we decided to not, as good as possible, to not stress ourselves from things that doesn't have to be. Think that's also a big thing.
Such a good summary. Yeah, because like this journey now, like for a few months we walked with the project that we're doing, and then we decided, okay, let's actually give it 100%, sell our things and pack our stuff away, take a backpack. And we had no idea how to do that because we're bringing a movie project to life. So it's like, how? No idea. So we're like, okay, we just give this to the universe, like completely. And
so you can also call it life or God or whatever you want. But we prefer to call it universe because it's like endless for us.
Yeah. And so this was like, okay, we will just follow the signs along the road. Some people know The Omens Along the Path by Paulo Coelho and what he writes about. And so we stepped into this here in Australia as well, which meant for us, okay, let's do an experiment. We don't plan how we travel, and we don't plan our accommodation at all. And on top of that, so we stick to this, we are not allowed to use money on this. So that we give it to the universe. Yeah. So I just tell this because this journey, we've been here now for around 60 days.
Yeah.
And this journey has been so different every day, meeting so many people. We didn't know where we rest our heads. We didn't know what we will eat, when we will eat.
So completely out of the comfort zone. And I think that's the point where life starts.
And so this is why it's so amazing how you summed it up, because everything could be changing every day, and it was. Like at the moment, we now have a place where we know we're here for a few days, but usually everything would change every day. But still the variables that are constant are we get up, we check in with ourselves, we always look after, okay, what is it, what do I need right now? If there's some kind of discomfort or a stress or some tension in the body, it would be, okay, what do I need right now? And if we sense it in each other, we would be checking in and be like, okay, what is it? How can I support you? What do you need? So that, and then if everything was fulfilled, then it would be, okay, what's the time for now? And we would always ask questions. So it will always be like, okay, universe, where would you like us to go? Who should we talk to? What should we do? Okay, project, what would you like to do today? What would you like us to do? What's the next step? And so it's very open and asking questions. And yeah, so that's the daily life.
I have so many questions right now after listening to you. And I think the very first one would be, if you leave it up to the universe and kind of give it over to the universe, hand it over, how does that look like? You already said you might ask questions, but then overall, how does that look like?
It's about getting empty in your thoughts, and yeah, that you have room and space for everything, so that the universe can play with it. And when you don't have a limit in your head or in your mind, then everything can come to you or to your life. So yeah, it's people always ask us, yeah, but what is empty? What is emptiness? And we always describe it like it's when you close your eyes and you breathe, that you feel, yeah, the darkness. And that's not a feeling of loneliness or sadness. It's just a feeling of being neutral.
Yeah, I would say so, because describing this, it's really interesting because we've both done like different practices, and especially meditation, and worked with our mindset a lot. So I think the first thing that you need to have to do something like this, or to live like this, which we all could, the first thing is everything is possible, and that not being just a sentence, but a knowing. So you know it actually is. And I don't know how things work. That's the second one. So being like, oh, I just came into this world today. I came from another planet and I have no idea how this world works. I have no idea. So being really empty of everything we learned throughout our lives. And that's mostly the strongest habits that we have in life, in our feelings and in our thinking, and the story, the identifying that we usually walk with in life. So we would start the day with completely reminding ourselves we're not the past, we're not what we're thinking, we're no story whatsoever. Like, we're just completely empty. And I also love the blackness. That's through a meditation that we both know and have some other images, because it's nothingness and something, like the universe, that you have the stars in a void. So it's everything is connected. You have that, the infinity sign, you can visualize it like that. You have nothing and everything, and it's all connected. And then it's really checking into a feeling of oneness, absolute oneness, where I realize I'm connected with my body, I'm connected with my soul, I'm connected with everything that's happening inside this body, mind, soul system, and with the world around me, which is, when I see a tree, I know I'm connected with this tree, I'm connected with this air, I'm connected with you, with the people around me, and like really being so aware and just feeling what it does then, because then again we have this feeling, that energy, what I told you, you can feel it, you can see it, you can smell it, it's just so vivid. And this, and I'm going to finish with this, I could talk about this so much. It's all about the energy. It's about the energy and the frequency, which you automatically get through this, because then you're empty, you're thankful, you're full of love. I like to go with the mantra, I am loving awareness. So I would just repeat that for however long. And then life gets crazy, as in synchronicities are happening and people, they come to you, opportunities come to you, everything, donkeys walk up to you. It's seriously, everything is possible. And then you walk with this through the world, and then life is like, I tell you, I show you what's possible, and you're totally overwhelmed still.
Yeah, some people ask us, so do I have to believe? And I always like to say, do you think you can win a race when you don't believe in yourself? So of course you have to believe in that everything is possible, because everything is possible, you know?
It's just not having doubt, really. Yeah. It's just, you know, I just, in a playful way, I just find out what happens if I believe everything is possible. It's this playfulness with this light, like it's very light way of doing things without pressure. And then you see it really actually works, and then you just stick to it because it's so much fun.
Yeah, it happens on its own.
Yeah, it just happens. It's a happening through us. Yeah.
This is great. I heard so much what I could already use for myself, and I would love to hear more about. So I heard about a ritual you're doing in the morning that kind of helps you in this all not knowingness what the day brings to you, kind of perhaps ground you. I'm not too sure, but it sounded like you're doing something fun that brings you joy in the morning. Like that already think can help a lot of people, but I'm gonna adapt that as well. But then also you told me or asked about that you empty yourself and then really be open to receive, and you have that limitlessness mindset. I love that. So you don't judge anything that comes in your way. It just appears, and you go with this and flow with this. And then you also I heard that you check in with your body, and you also kind of connect with the other person and check in with them. So it's really, it's not just you as that one entity. It's you are connected, and then also to this other person. So that's amazing already. And then you also spoke about meditation. What else helps you to be fully present and to be fully in that moment, in this this everything is possible kind of mindset?
It's very basic. I'd actually say it's breathing. And because we just built a big tower here, so, because the phone is like running out of battery. This was art as well. Okay, it's breathing, because we found actually that, because we've been through so many situations now, different situations and challenges and days and like everything, and there's just two states of being, and one is everything is flowing. You're feeling good, you have what you need, things are going good, and you can do whatever you're doing, or just be. And the second one, so this is the one side of the switch, and then the other side is there is something there that needs to pass. And I really feel, and we've found, that if you allow yourself to realize when it's not flowing, that there's just something that needs to pass, and really, because the mind will make up things, or it will make up, as this doesn't work, this blah 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 stories, whatever, and it can be so strong, the situation can be so challenging, or a feeling in the body like we didn't know where to sleep, and then we were really really tired, but the solution wasn't there yet, and then there's resistance there. So then, okay, where's our switch? Well, right now actually something needs to pass. So then breathe. It's what it is. So acceptance of what is happening. As Eckhart Tolle loves to say, is you accept the moment as if you've chosen it. This is something that we really go with, and and allow ourselves also when we find ourselves in resistance or in unease, whatever it is, and then just breathe. When you can, then you find your tool to let it pass. So that would be sometimes it's enough to just lay on the ground and just do nothing. Sometimes it helps to talk. Sometimes it helps to go for a walk, or to eat something, to drink something, to listen to, for example, Eckhart Tolle or somebody, just to remind yourself in these moments. And that is something, yeah, we play around with breathing methods as well, or just really it's so simple, but it's the most important thing when things come up. It's this remember, we like to call it, it's just a show. Everything is just a show. So whatever is coming up, this is not here to hurt you or anything, because we really feel like everything that happens to you is there so that you can experience yourself and see yourself as life or the universe sees you, what it sees in you. So it's that letting go, or we have let go before, like in the past, we've let go of that idea that there could be actually something that wants us to fail, or that wants us to not grow, or to not reach our goals. And then, so whatever it is that comes up, it's like, okay, you just actually go into an observative state of being. And sometimes when you're in it, you just realize, right now, I feel like this is it and I cannot get out. So this is, it's acceptance, it's breathing, again, fulfilling your needs and observing, getting into this observing state. Yeah.
And sometimes when you realize it, you also, or I often have to laugh about myself, because it's so funny that you sometimes think that something is not possible. And but it's just that are also just your thoughts, because the natural spirit or the natural feeling and state is that everything is possible. So can be funny.
Yeah, totally. But then also it goes back to the belief again. Like, I loved your quote. Julia was saying that if you don't believe in you winning the race, that how you're supposed to believe in yourself then really to accomplish anything. And it's that what Eckhart Tolle also says is it's a kind universe. So if you believe that already, then everything does come. So I love how you summed it up really well, because in the back of my head, I was thinking, okay, it's amazing how you live your life right now and that you have the possibility, but then also you created that possibility for yourself to be able to live that way right now. But then there are other people who might not be there yet, or who are not able to create that possibility in their life right now to live the way you live at this moment. But those, what you were saying and sharing right now, that already helps them, hopefully, to bring more presence and to bring more emptiness, how you call it, or also that limitless mindset, or this everything is possible mindset, and just really to believe in that everything is possible. So I love that. Thanks so much for sharing that. Very, very energetically charged, and yeah, I can already see that people will benefit from this. So, having said that, now I'm very interested in hearing more about the project, which you already introduced a little bit, but maybe give us a bigger overview of how that will look like in the future, and also how you will implement or integrate those experiences you have right now with the spirituality, with the emptiness or spaciousness, or whatever you want to call it.
I would love to add something for you summed it up so beautifully, because I think it's really important, because living like this, what we shared, like with this journey of like not knowing and like really intensely stepping into the unknown and not planning anything on this realm. We started in our daily lives we lived before. So then we also were in jobs where we had things to do, and it was like very strict, like we would know every day what was happening. But already there we would start with this morning routine, with that taking time for ourselves and open and just really. So this was introduced there, and I think this is so important because often people, when we talk to them, they feel like, well, yeah, of course, magical things happen to you. You live such an extraordinary way of life right now, but it's not about that way of life. It's really about that being open to surprises to occur, to being in your energy, to just checking in and find what you need and flow with that, and then magical things appear, no matter if you have a job where you know what's happening every day, or a family, or it really, that's
Some
important.
people can do it in small steps, and some people only need to hear it and they're like, yeah, that's true, it's only one decision and I can make it now. But yeah, every person is different, so that's also okay to need time to get into a change.
And I think this leads well over to the project, because the project found us. I always move, like for years I've moved through my life saying live now, in my work and in my own life and talking to people, because there's nothing else there's only now. And then I thought I was gonna write a book, and but then something like a voice, something came, and it's like, no, you're making a movie. And I'm like, what? How am I gonna make a movie? And then the next step that came to my mind was like, okay, I'm gonna plan an event, and I'll do it in 1 month, and I invite people, and I don't know how, but I just do it. This is when we were brought together through another person. And then so what to expect from the project is, we're making a movie called Live Now, and this movie exists because we love to share what we're living and how this works, to give an understanding, a basic understanding of the body mind soul system, especially our mind and how it works, and how we step into an observative state of being. And that is brought into a story, because the universe we both live in is called Wonderland, and this movie is going to be an introduction into this Wonderland and the characters that are living there with us. And so the journey which you'll find in the movie is an adventure, is quite challenging adventure for a young woman who is currently living a life that she doesn't like, and that's actually asking everything of her, and she has nearly no energy left. Then something happens and she wakes up in Wonderland, and there, though, she has even more challenges and has to encounter these, and she learns something on this journey. And this is our introduction into this universe called Wonderland. And with this movie, we are going to be on tour later this year. We'll announce the exact dates. We're really excited because this has all happened after April last year, so April 2023, in a speed that's incredible. And it's just, as well as this whole path is a happening. So basically what we're going to show in the movie and the story that we've written, and what we're going to share at the live tour that we're going to go on with this movie, like everything, is you will always ask yourself, is it real or is it story?
And it's so funny because before we started this adventure here in Australia, the script was already written. And now we are like, we have to rewrite it because there are so many stories that happened here in Australia that no one would believe. So
not even ourselves, if we wouldn't have been there.
So in the movie, you also can decide if you believe the story, because everything in the movie will be based on a true story and what happened to us, to our lives. And yeah, so it's really crazy and funny.
Yeah. And in general, like with our business is not really the right word with our creation, I would say, WonderlandVision. Everything that we're going to create, the most important thing for us, it's to do this out of a state of inner peace and joy and playfulness, as you might have noticed. And just really create time and space for people who are looking for their next step, who are looking for who am I really, which is a choice that we can make to answer this question, and just to create our lives in a more conscious way, and bringing these people together with people who are already living it, and then out of this, yeah, just have more consciousness in the world, help people to be reminded that they're not alone, that the things that are happening, they can change, they can pass, and they're actually there for us to gain growth and insight about ourselves. So building resilience in us as individuals and bringing us together closer again.
Yeah, because that's the thing, you can always do it your own. But how beautiful is it when you know there are people out there and I have the opportunity to speak with them. And yeah, that's the vision and mission that we have, to bring all the people together who wants to change their lives or already changed it. And yeah, that's so beautiful. Together we are strong, always.
And we're never alone, like we're always connected. And like hearing you say this now makes me feel like I could cry, even though we say it a lot and we're working on this every day.
Yeah, because we both were in a state where we felt alone or felt the feeling of there is maybe not now someone in my life who I can talk to.
Yeah, in the
who's
past,
feeling who's feeling the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we have the variety that we can have in the world, and to be all together in one, that's so beautiful.
It's this yeah, because what you say, because I think pretty much everybody knows that feeling of I'm alone, there's nobody there, nobody cares, da 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 da, and then the mind comes in, blah 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 blah. And knowing this, and then how we can step out of that and never feel that ever again, because it's not true either. And then looking at the world with everything that it contains, and it has darkness, it has lightness, it has everything here. But then to really we asked ourselves, okay, what does it actually need to that there is more light, that there's more peace, that there's more love in the world. And it's this reminding each other and bringing people together who are aware of that beingness, of that that we are one, that everything else is actually an illusion, and but nothing true can be harmed. Like it's the Course in Miracles, I think, says that nothing true can be harmed, and that's love. And for me, for us, and love is that energy that we described. So it's basically just going for that and not looking to anything else. It's like, yeah, it's happening, and we know why, we understand why, but we just both made the choice that we will spend our energy and our time, as long as we're here on this planet and in this form and shape, we will pour it into love bringing, peace bringing,
spreading awareness.
Yeah, projects, and like every form that we can possibly think of. And the how, we understand we don't know how, so we just ask questions and do whatever comes.
It sounds perfect. I got so inspired while you were all talking. And I think one thing really stuck out was, first of all, loved how you play with the belief again. Like people can watch your movie at the end, they really can decide then, do I believe in it or do I not believe? So you're playing with this in a very joyful way again. It's not pressured, or you know how sometimes you have to do those certain rituals and then you can wake up or so. It's more it's very inviting. That's how I felt when you were talking about it. It's very inviting, and you can choose then if you go with it or if not, or if it's just a movie for you, another movie, another story in a way.
Yeah.
And then also something really resonated with me, and I think a lot of people, as you said, a lot of people were at that point where they were feeling alone or lonely. And it might be just something they're super passionate about. It doesn't even have to be spirituality. It can be something they're very nerdy about or very passionate about. And they just want to connect so desperately with another person because they feel so lonely in this kind of nerdiness or passionateness about that subject, that they wish they could reach out to someone else who feels the same way about that, and they can just connect and talk about it. So I'm so happy to see that you both found each other, and you both kind of, you know how this when two energies come together, and it creates this amplitude of energy together. It's like a I think it's called resonation energy or something like that. I should know, but well, I forgot about that. But the energy just exponentially goes higher. And I can see that in you. You kind of bounce ideas of each other. You really grow together, and it gets bigger and bigger, that energy. It's amazing to see. And then also you created now a space where other people can resonate with and feel less lonely, so feel more connected, feel more one with it all. And this is really also my vision. So we share a vision, actually. It's my vision here to do that with the podcast, because I'm so passionate about spirituality and how it shows up in different ways. And you can hear all about that in the introduction episode. But just to connect with others and give them that feeling, yes, there are other people who are nerdy, who are into this or passionate about that, right? You are not alone. You are one of the many. So thank you so much. I feel so grateful that I had so much time with you and that you carved out time in your nowness just for me and or just for us here as the listeners. And I can't wait to see that movie. And probably people want to know how they can connect with you. So people who are listening now and it really resonated with them and they'll be like, wow, what amazing people. I want to hear more about them. I want to follow them. So where would that be? Where can people find you?
So our website is being built at the moment. So at the moment, the easiest would probably be Instagram. And that would be WonderlandVision, so Wonderland with an O. So that, or if people wanted to connect with us, it would be an email address, which would be info@wonderlandvision.com.
And we also have a link tree when you maybe want to put it under the video or under the audio.
Yeah.
Where you can find all our channels. We also have YouTube, where we also share more about our journey here in Australia.
Yeah. And soon the website will be online, so then you'll find us at wonderlandvision.com.
Perfect. Yeah, you can share this all with me, and I'm going to try my best and put it under the Spotify. It will be published in Spotify. We'll put it under there. And if you have any updates, just let me know, and I'll update the episode there as well. And just to kind of end everything now, like the conversation here, is there anything you would like to share with the listeners I haven't asked you yet, or something that just comes up in the now right now for you?
Look at each other.
You know, for me, what came up right now is that we also were brought together through this energy that flows in everything and everybody, and this presence. So yeah, this is very beautiful, and this is why we love this path so much, and why we're really, really curious to see what will unfold all along this journey, because it really is a happening. It's nothing that we do so much. We use everything we have, which is our voices, our bodies, our everything we have, and through this love and this being this loving awareness, and we find other like-minded people. And I think what I would really love to highlight is how kind and beautiful, and it makes me want to cry. Not
You
want to
can
cry, but
You
it's,
can cry.
I can
afterwards.
cry, but it's really, you know, we've been through so much the past month now, and we had no idea how we would make this, because also we had to make decisions, and also financially, or on all the areas in our lives, and with relationships we had, with everything, and then stepping into this fully unknown. And then everywhere along this path we met the most beautiful people, caring people. We've always, when we started the day and we stepped out into the world, we were like, okay, universe, we're here, we want to spread love and kindness and joy, so may we spend time with people who do the same. And we have really all over the world met the most amazing people. And often people would ask us, isn't it dangerous, isn't it like this, isn't there people who are like this and this, isn't it? And I said it before, it's all out there in the world, and you need to be very well connected with your intuition. But if you step out into the world, if you're aware of your energy, and you're aware of, there might be challenges, and it might always not be easy and good, just be aware and connected to that intuition. But it's so beautiful. This planet has such amazing people. We have been supported in so many ways. We have been given a place to sleep. We've been on the side of the road at night, and then somebody came to us asking if we need a place to stay. Seriously, it's like always something out there. The universe has it all. And I'd like to finish with reminding everybody who's listening, as you said it, Wiebke, and we're very grateful to be here. That's also what I want to say. But you're not alone. You're deserving. You are loved. And everything that you dream about, everything that you wish, it's there for you, and you can live it. And it's already here now. So,
Yeah, I would also say the same. Like, always remind yourself that you are alive, loved, and never alone.
yes. And there was a moment when we were standing on the roundabout at Christmas. We were hitchhiking in the pouring rain. There was the 24th of December. We were standing in the pouring rain on the side of the roundabout, and then a thunder and lightning started, and it was very close. And I remember how like we didn't sleep well that night before. We were really tired.
We slept in the car.
Yeah, and really like pain in the body and all these things. And we're like, oh, come on, it's Christmas. We don't even know what we're gonna do tonight. And what are we supposed to do? And then this lightning started to happen, and we were already wet. The bags were all wet, the backpacks. And then this lightning was happening, and a thought came up. It was like, oh great, now we're gonna be killed by lightning on the side of the road, like just because we chose this path, you know. What a great idea. And then actually this thought led to realizing that it is all we have is now, so might as well enjoy standing on the side of the roundabout in the pouring rain while there's thunder and lightning happening, enjoying that I'm alive, because this experience, it is incredibly weird sometimes and painful, but we're here for this experience, so might as well just, you know, appreciate having it and being here in this body with this awareness.
And we are still alive.
Ta-da!
I'm very glad that you're still alive. And what a powerful message to end this kind of podcast episode. I love that you shared again how abundant this life is and how abundant universe can be. And even just hearing what a powerful mindset you both have in switching around maybe a situation which would be for others like really, really badly perceived, switching it around to just living this situation fully and accepting how it is, back to acceptance there again. So yeah, I can't wait for the movie. And yeah, I think I can speak for everyone that they are already excited to hear more about you. And thanks for the little trailer as well at the very end, sharing your story. Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, both of you. And I'm very glad that I had the time with you, hearing all those stories, but then also hearing the tips and tricks and how you live your life right now, because I already know I'm going to implement some of that and hope other people can do too. So very, very inspiring. Thanks so much for being here. And I'm going to end this episode now. Any final words?
Thank you so much, Wiebke. Thank you, everybody who's listening, and just enjoy, embrace your being. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, see you.
See you.